Howdy, everyone, and welcome to Untamed, Unfiltered. I'm Amanda Nicholson.
And I am Aaron Provencio, and today we are joined by an extra special guest, Mr. Clay Bretz, who is our Untamed producer. How's it going today, Clay?
It's going great, thanks.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Clay. When Aaron and I were planning these Untamed, Unfiltered little sessions, we knew we wanted to have you on at some point. And as we got to thinking about it, we were like, oh, what better way than to do this and air it right before the season finale of season 2. So this is kind of like our extra special Untamed, Unfiltered to get a chance to talk to you. So I'm wondering if you can share with us and our viewers just a little bit more about yourself, what you did prior to all this, and then I know you were hired on at VPM to produce Untamed. So kind of what caught your attention?
Yeah, well, I've been doing this video thing for a pretty long time. I was fortunate enough that when I was in college, I was able to get part-time jobs related in the field, so that as soon as I was done with college, I was able to jump right into the industry. And I've done everything from shooting car commercials for cable to recording brain surgery for a medical school. Produced all kinds of stuff, including a cooking show, an award-winning documentary, really, you name it. And that's one of the really cool things about the video business is that you can literally be part of any kind of field, and it gives you a great opportunity to learn so much. And so I've done a little bit of everything. Immediately before coming to VPM, I had a government contract with the U.S. Air Force School of Aerospace Medicine, doing some training videos, which was pretty cool stuff that a lot of people don't get to see every day. I'd had a connection with VPN. I'd produced some stuff that had aired on the Harrisonburg channel, and had helped them out with a few things here and there. So the Untamed position came available, and they mentioned it to me. And actually, there were 2 positions open at the same time, but when they described the Untamed show, I said, well, that's the one for me. Thank you very much. Fortunately, they agreed, and here I am. And it's just really, to me, kind of the perfect fit, because as I've evolved through my field, I've kind of developed a goal of making the world a better place by producing media that has a positive impact on individuals. And I feel that this is one of those great opportunities.
Now, I'm curious, were you like a nature lover before? Were you in any way sort of invested in the topics, or did you come into this blind? I mean, we just had a meeting like a week and a half ago with me, you, Amanda, and Ed, our president at the Wildlife Center. And it was about, something like 2 hours of us discussing these broad conservation and natural resources issues. And I'm wondering if you came into production of Untamed with any sort of background knowledge about that kind of stuff.
Sure. So I grew up in the country, so I always enjoyed outdoor activities, and a big part of that was, observing the natural wildlife in outdoors. And so while I was pretty familiar with wildlife and, outdoor issues, I certainly was in no means an expert. And that's one of the cool things about being a video producer is whatever you start producing, you get that great opportunity to learn so much. And I have learned a lot in these past two seasons, which is great. And I think it makes a job more enjoyable when you're not just using the skills you've already developed, but you're learning new stuff and then figuring out how to help tell the story better through that new knowledge.
So Clay, you came on pretty early in the process of season 1, and then we kind of redid some stuff and really got rolling. But you've seen, all of season 1, all of season 2. What are your impressions between the 2 seasons? Like, how have you seen that whole thing evolve?
Yeah, so, it was a lot of fun. With season 1, I got jumped right into the middle of the process, which was good. And I feel like that being the first season, we did really good. You got to understand that the first season of any show is a lot different than, say, the final season of that show. But I'd say we did a pretty good job. I counted on you guys to provide that content that you guys have, and my job was really just try to figure out how to tell your story in a compelling way that was entertaining, educational, and inspiring. And thankfully we were able to do that right off the bat. I feel, of course, we've grown and been able to put more resources towards season 2, so it's even better. And after our discussion, that 2-hour-long discussion we had about season 3, I'm actually really excited about it. The process, anytime you jump into a new situation, people have to get to know each other. You have to figure out how people work, and then you have to figure out how to work with those people to capture the right content. And you guys were great at putting that content out there, and it was just up to me just to ask people the questions we needed to ask to get that content captured on camera. And I think it's worked out really well for us.
Now, I'm wondering if you have any favorite, like one episode that's your favorite from season 2, and why would that be?
So for season 2, I think my favorite is actually the first episode, which is One Health, just because it's such an important topic. And I feel that a lot of our audience didn't know much about it. And I felt that it was great to get something new out there to people, to explain to them the important relationship between nature, people, and animals. And I really feel that season 2 really kind of was built off of that first episode. And so many of those later episodes touch back to One Health, that I think that was a great episode to start off with. A lot of good content in there. Looks good, sounds good. So yeah, that's probably my favorite from season 2.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I have to admit, like when we had our list of ideas for season 2, thinking about the One Health, I know Peach was very excited about that because she's like queen of One Health. So I knew it would be a good episode, but I was like, oh, okay, it'll be good, but probably not my favorite, not like super hyped. But when I saw it all come together, it was so good. And exactly what you're saying, like it ties in. It was a great way to kick off the season because everything seems to tie back to that thought of the connections of One Health. And for a while here on Untamed, Unfiltered, I feel like we were on a roll for a while and then we kind of missed it. But in every episode, like somebody would bring up the One Health concept, and it wasn't us necessarily.
Yeah, and that wasn't like written into our treatments. It wasn't one of the questions. It would just pop up, and it just seemed to be so natural that, I really have enjoyed season 2 really a lot.
Yeah, good.
And for those of you viewers out there who have been with us through season 1 and then now all the way to the end of season 2, you might have noticed that season 1 was all about the animals, the species, these different species of animals that we see at the Wildlife Center and that we have here in the state of Virginia. Season 2 dealt with a lot broader concepts. We talked about One Health, we talked about litter, outdoor cats, migration, teaching the world, research, all these different kind of broader topics. And then we are looking to begin starting our process for writing and filming for season 3, which based on our meeting last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, continues this theme of getting broader and bigger. Do you want to give our viewers, Clay, any sneak peek into what they could expect from season 3 of Untamed?
Well, like you said, we started out very animal centric. That was kind of, let's introduce people to the animals that live in this area and what kind of problems they encounter. Then season 2 took it that next step. Let's talk about those issues that are bringing these animals into the center. And then I think we're just taking it one more step in season 3 to go even broader. What kind of global, national, local things are happening that affect the animals coming into the center, and what are things that we can do or that are being done or that have been tried And I think it's really going to get to the root of, there's a reason all these animals need to come into the facility and be taken care of. And, ideally, that wouldn't be happening. So how do we work at really trying to put you guys out of work?
Awesome. And well, I know our viewers will be very enthused about season 3, no matter what we kick out there. But like Aaron said, I think we have some good ideas, and that will be exciting. And we'll be looking to air that in the spring of 2021, right?
That's correct.
Excellent. Well, I feel like that's a great note to end on, kind of looking forward to the future, leaving people with wanting more. I know some of our viewers are always like, oh, if only Untamed was year round and every single week. And then I get very tired and overwhelmed. But but we are very thankful to you, our producer, for leading us through this whole process, and thankful for our viewers as well. So definitely for you guys watching out there, drop us a note in the comments just with all of your feedback and thoughts and hopes and aspirations for season 3. Because we always like hearing feedback and in what works and what doesn't work. And thank you guys so much. And this has been Untamed Unfiltered.
Bye, everyone. 2, 3.